Hey, he let me out of the cage. It's my turn this time. It's the 4th and 1 podcast, brought to you by you guys, the viewers. My name, of course, is AKA, and we have Captain Boring, Micaiah, me, Shagan, with us today. Instagram 4th and 1 podcast, YouTube 4th and 1 podcast. Change that this week. All spelled out. It's all fourth
and add podcast.
Add podcast.
Yeah.
Because the pretender Cam Newton's trying to come for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. 2020 New England Patriot himself. I got to turn this up, and I don't know. Do we have a breaking news thing? I don't know which one you normally use. Transition 5? Is that the right one?
Well, yep. There you go. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Is that where you're going with this?
Ding dong, the witch is dead. We're starting off hot from the top right before we got live here. It's Tuesday, one day before Micaiah's birthday. Greg Berhalter has been fired as the U.S. men's national team coach.
Let's go.
Micaiah's short on our YouTube short, again, 4th and 1 podcast on YouTube, got the most traction, actually. It didn't even the software that we use to create our shorts and help us distribute them to you, the lovely fans, didn't even cut mine. Didn't do anything with mine. And so Micaiah's went up, and everyone loved it because, of course they did, because the dude needed to be fired. So, again, mostly a college football podcast, a little bit soccer podcast when he lets me bring it up. Micaiah, I don't know if you have any thoughts or even want to talk about this at all.
Robert is not with us, not CFB3.
RIP.
Robert can't be with us for this episode, but he wants to know. But he does have thoughts on this episode and what we're doing this episode. And then he just asked, are you happy specifically that Berhalter is gone? So I'll just open up the floor to you for a minute or so. And ask you simply this: are you happy that Berhalter is gone?
Yes, I'm reading the ESPN article here. Multiple reports. It doesn't even have a title on who the article. This was the first time that the U.S. was, and I don't know how many times the U.S. has hosted a Copa America or World Cup, but this is the first time that they were eliminated in the group stage. They did such. There's your fun fact for you. We're starting off strong. Yeah, I watched a lot of people's takes, whether they're YouTubers or the guys on Fox Golasso or the guys on ESPN. Pardon my name. They're all Mexican Americans. They're all great. I respect every single one of them. I was surprised they rehired him, to be quite frank with you, after the World Cup and the loss. I thought a round of 16 exit was fine given what we are, but then we just saw them absolutely regress. We saw Jesse Marches, who was the favorite to take over for him if he was not going to get his contract renewed after the World Cup. We saw Canada get to go to the quarter or even semifinal. Technically, I guess it's the semifinal game. They lost last night 2-0 to the Lionel Messi Argentina. Which I don't think Jesse Marsh should have been the head coach. But it just kind of goes to show you that there are plenty of other opportunities. The guys, I got to give credit to the guys at ESPN. They don't give it. I guess those soccer guys don't get enough credit. They listed 15 possible replacements for him in an article. 3 or 4 different guys. And it's much needed, and they're all good. They all would be perfect. You're not going to get Jurgen Klopp. For those of you wanting Jurgen Klopp who are paying attention to this, you're going to get someone else that we haven't heard of, and it's going to be okay. And now we get to go root on the American U23, and we hopefully can be excited about it.
The United States is the only non-common bowl country that has hosted Copa America. They've done so twice in 2016 and 2024 on 3 occasions, 79, 75, and 83. The tournament was held in multiple South American countries. Just to do that fun fact for complete that fun fact. Yeah, America needs someone who maybe isn't so buddy with the players, because from what listen, I don't follow soccer at all, but from what I'm hearing on social media and whatever, in the very short videos that I watch, and on the post game interviews and stuff when I'm flipping through ESPN and Fox Sports, or FS1, I should say, is that all the talks inside are, he's great for our culture and he's great for us. Well, maybe we need someone who isn't so great for us and who isn't so buddy with the players, who's really like, we're going to go out and we're going to do this my way, and you're not going to have any say in this, and you're going to give 150%. Because in the loss to Uruguay, their final loss, in their loss to Uruguay, there were times where this phrase is used all the time in basketball, chance at 50-50 balls going out of bounds. Literally either player from either team could get it, and who was first to the ball? And it was Uruguay first to the ball every single time, and it wasn't even close because there was no American even trying to get it. So there needs to be a effort. There needs to be a passion that they are actually representing the country and not just themselves. And I don't think the soccer team is doing that currently. Meanwhile, the basketball team, preparing for the Olympics in Paris. You can hit it. There you go. Meanwhile, the basketball team preparing for the Olympics in Paris. In other breaking news, Kevin Durant, or I'm sorry, not Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, thank you, is out. Both the U.S. men's national team basketball-wise and the Clipper organization and his little Kawhi Leonard's little party all have agreed that it would be better for him to rest and prepare for the NBA season than try to go chase gold, which I agree with. At this point, he is a bull in a china shop, and he's the china in the shop that the bull is in.
So here's the thing, because I want to connect these two, because I saw this happen today, and I'm like, interesting. This had nothing to do with USA basketball. Steve Kerr is a player's coach through and through. So Kawhi came up to him and said, "Hey, I want to go back." And Steve said, "Yep, sounds good." I'm sure that's exactly what happened. This is the difference between USA basketball and USA soccer, the USSF, whatever, Soccer Federation, U.S. Soccer Federation. Yes, USSF. There we go. Got it. There you go. Nailed it. First try. The players run USA basketball. They get to do whatever they want. They get to say jump, and USA basketball says how high. Everyone loved Coach K. Everyone loved Greg Popovich.
There you go.
And they coached. Everyone loves Steve Kerr. That's why he does it. So Kawhi Leonard came up and said, "Hey, my knee still isn't 100%. He said, "Yep." And I guarantee you it wasn't Kawhi. I guarantee you the Clippers came and said, "Your knee isn't 100%. We're paying you too much money. Come back now. Go to like Tahiti or something." I guarantee you we're going to see him on the beach or in the forest or something.
Yeah, but the difference is the players can run USA basketball because they're the best basketball players in the world.
Right. No. I'm not complaining. I was actually going the other way. Basically, USA basketball has no spine. If I am Kawhi, and I get it, you have Steph, KD, LeBron, the likelihood of them losing is low. Okay, they're the favorites to win the gold, I'm sure.
Right.
Watch them fall flat on their face. By the way, for those of you who care, Derek White replaces Kawhi.
Good two-way player.
Yeah. The Soccer Federation is just a group of dudes. If you look up the Soccer Federation, they all knew each other. They probably all played together or were coaches in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. And that's who's running it. They all know each other. This is all buddy friends. Hey, yeah, we should go get Greg. He'd be a good coach. He's doing good right now in New York or wherever he was at before. I don't think USA basketball is that, because there's such a high. The nice part about basketball players is they're so much more competitive than soccer players. And I know that's a hot take, but and to bring this back to college football, they all pale in comparison to football players. But they're so much more aggressive that if something wasn't happening, they'd say, "We want him out." And to go back on your point, they don't care. They want to go play Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Giovanni Reyna want to go back to Europe and play. Greg Berhalter, speaking of Giovanni Reyna, Gio Reyna, pulled him out to play for a tie. Shouldn't have. He's a great midfielder. For some reason, he was still in shape, even though he didn't play like any games this year for whoever he was on loan to. So it just goes to show you, my point I'm trying to make is USSF is corrupt.
There you go. Great.
Needs to be blown up and restructured.
Yep.
And USA Basketball, when you're the best in the world, you can live and die by the sword.
You need to have pride for America.
Pride for America. We're moving on. I just want the world to know. I don't like that one as much. We're going to use this one. Okay. I just ate Spam for the first time.
Okay. Yeah. Apparently, it's people like to fry it.
Yeah. I just fried it up. Had a little bit before I came on here.
Yeah.
Timeline didn't work out. Getting back to make myself a full meal.
Yeah.
I bought some. Went to Target pickup order. Great. It was
Target.
great.
Target pickup order. Get money, please.
Money, please. No, it was great. Highly recommend.
All right.
If you think bacon is too, like, it's perfect between like bacon and potatoes, because that's basically the two ingredients with spices and stuff. So there's a fun fact for you.
All right.
We do have some more college football 25 news. Micaiah is excited. The picks are in. Before we get to the actual breaking news, not really, or new news, we got the Dynasty coming up. You'll see them on different places. Micaiah and Robert are probably going to stream them on their Twitch channels. We might see some highlights or some clips depending on how we do it land here on the YouTube channel. Micaiah is going to, for those of you who care, Micaiah is going to be Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma.
At least to start. I will eventually probably transfer to Akron and try to rebuild that program.
Oh, let's go, baby!
But I'm going to need some time to build up the coach, the coach bank.
Get the knowledge.
The knowledge. The coaching skill tree. Yeah.
Robert is going to be SMU, which is a great choice.
Yeah.
Which is a great choice. And then this is going to lead us into our next, because you didn't weigh in too much, Micaiah, and I'm curious. Okay. I picked Clemson.
Yes, you did.
Okay. I was going to originally pick Colorado because I thought that would be a good meme.
Sure.
For us. It would be a good meme school. And then I decided to pick on Clemson. And here are my criteria, and you didn't weigh in too much. And I'm interested to think if you came up with any other schools that we didn't. And I'll go back in the chat and read them off.
Okay.
My criteria was this. One, preferably an established school that has been down on its luck the past couple years.
Okay.
So not achieving at the highest level that it had in the past.
Sure.
Whatever level that may
be. Not meeting their expectations.
Right. Something
not eating them either.
Yeah, not eating them. Something that necessarily kind of has a recruiting thing going already.
Sure. Okay.
I'm sure the game will help out with that, but that's the case. Cool uniforms.
Okay.
Kind of important.
Yeah.
Not the Big Ten. However, it wasn't a deal breaker because I didn't want to do the Michigan thing. You know, I'm still. I need some time from last year.
Okay.
We might go back. You know, but also I know the Big Ten too well, so I kind of want to stretch out. And then lastly, not lastly, two more. One, not so small, right? I didn't want to just go Akron, right?
You didn't want Akron off the bat.
I didn't want Akron.
Exactly.
I originally thought UTSA. I'm like, that's a little bit too small.
Sure.
Right idea. Didn't want JMU. Again, right idea. And then the last thing was dope as atmosphere / stadium.
Okay, sure.
I wanted something a little bit. Now, Colorado fits that mold. They did it. Luckily, Dion came in and gave them some cooler new unis.
Yeah, I would like to talk about Dion just had it was Big 12 Media Day, I guess, this week. Today, Dion had his interview today, so I just remind me. I want to say something on that. Okay, but go ahead. Yep.
Okay,
Dion,
cool. I will remind you. So, and then I decided to pull out on that one. That's what she said.
Yep.
So I'd be interested. You added a little bit to the chat, but not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be interested to see if you came up with any other ones.
So my big thing is are Clemson's uniform. They're pretty basic. Like they're kind of like Alabama. They got like two colors. It's the orange and it's the white, and then for senior day it's purple.
Yeah, let's go.
That okay.
It's it can be one day, but that alternate, that purple that's iconic.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I think everyone's
it's like the Kelly green or the black Philly black uniforms.
I mean, I don't like the purple. I'm really not a fan of the Clemson purple.
I love the Clemson purple. I think it's fun. It's different.
Yeah,
they out here. That game's always at night at home. It's fun. Okay, sorry,
so
continue.
My other thing is, when's the last time you have played a football video game? And I'm not talking soccer, obviously.
No.
I am talking this.
Madden.
I'm talking Madden, college football.
It's been months. Okay. I think it was last year.
Okay. So I actually don't mind the picks of Clemson for you because you kind of need a team that can kind of carry you little bit.
Yep. Another reason, right? Someone that I can rebuild and have fun with, but will cover me,
Right. Exactly. Again, so like it's kind of hard. I threw some teams around in the chat. I was trying to get you because I'm trying to get you away from the ACC. However, with the 12-team playoff, you can
SMU's in the ACC.
SMU's in the ACC, so you can make the ACC championship game with a loss.
Oh, that was your point.
Potentially lose to Robert and still make it. So I was trying to get you either in the Big 12, Colorado, Big 10, as I will be SEC. Now, we do have to remember we are opening this up to 9 other guys.
Right.
So
or girls.
Or
We're
girls.
Not sexist here.
Sure. Yeah. Whoever wants to kind of compete in this dynasty with us. One slot for each potential college football playoff team. I chose Oklahoma, honestly, because in terms of teams that I like, it goes Michigan, and then it's a tie between Clemson and Oklahoma. I don't know why I fell in love with Oklahoma. I fell in love with Clemson because when Michigan sucked for all those years, Clemson kind of took off, and I was like, well, I need to root for a team, and they kind of were the underdog. No one expected them, and then they kind of shot forward, and so I kind of just rode with them. I love the OU fight song. I love their uniforms and their alternates as well. And right now, their offensive system's very creative, and that's kind of what I want to explore a little bit. Not that you asked, but
no, I thought that was good. I'm glad you added. All right, so other ideas that were thrown out here: Tennessee, great one. Rocky Top.
Yeah, Rocky Top.
I do think their gray alternate uniform is kind of mid. You can at me on that one.
All right, sure. Yeah.
That's fine. South Carolina.
South Carolina is not really going to be able to carry you.
Yeah. And also, I think, no really good alternate uniforms. What I remember, they would do really good with like a chrome alternate. I know they've tried to throw some stuff around. They'll find something. It'll stick. Oklahoma State. That one was up there.
Yeah.
And also, to me, it didn't need the rebuild. That would have carried me too much. I need just a little bit of a challenge.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Right. Well,
again, what do you do when you're Oklahoma State as an offensive coordinator? Right?
You give the ball.
You take the ball, hand it to Ollie Gordon. Yeah. Who is not getting charged, by the way, for those of you.
Yeah, and not getting suspended by his team either.
Of course not. Because you know what you do? You take the ball and you hand it off to Ollie Gordon.
And that has caused some controversy based on what his coach says. And I'll pull it up for you, but continue on.
Oh, please. We want to come to that one. We got Kansas. They're currently being rebuilt. Also, not stadium, not quite there yet. It's gonna get there. I still think they're luring fans from basketball over.
Kansas would be a good one though. They got some sick alternates. They got some good players.
As far as the alternatives go,
yeah,
I think Tennessee's up there. I do have to give them credit for that. I think Kansas is up there. I can't pick Oklahoma State. I almost did Oklahoma State in college 2014 back in the day.
Yeah,
when we were into that. That was my alma mater, and I was trying to get back there. Started at Boston College, won like 2 or 4 national championships.
All right.
Then went to Arkansas. and was trying to get back.
Yeah.
Arkansas, nope, no good, no good. Okay, Ole Miss currently being rebuilt. Micaiah, that was one of yours. Nope, that was Robert. Robert, I don't know why you suggested that one. That was dumb.
Old Miss.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to be rebuilt a little bit. They have not hit their standards.
Yeah, they haven't hit their standards, but they're currly being rebuilt.
All right.
He's what, second year coach? He's going into his third season?
Yeah. A third
Yeah.
year, maybe. 2020 was his first, so he's actually going into his fourth. COVID was his first year.
Okay. Well, we don't count the COVID years, or I know.
Okay,
so
sure.
here Robert rattled off some good ones here. East Carolina, Boise State, Cincinnati, Miami, Tulane.
Miami's one I could see.
I thought about it.
Because Miami, let's just, for those of you who need a quick reviewer, Miami is returning, they're coming off a 7-6 season. They're returning 12 starters on each side of the ball. Your quarterback would be Cam Ward, who threw for 3,700 yards last year, 25 touchdowns.
He came from Washington State.
He came from Washington State.
Yeah.
And you get Damian Martinez, who's an 1,100-yard rusher from Oregon State, big bruiser of a back. So it's him and Cam Ward. Offense was ranked 31st nationally last year in yards per game. Defense was mid, 46th in the nation last year. Secondary, you would have to rebuild the secondary. Miami's not a bad at all.
I think someone's gonna pick them. I think that's how good Miami is.
Yeah. My big fear is what I'm going to do, and I'm the commissioner of this league, I'm going to make sure that like a whole bunch of people don't just flood one conference. It's going to have to be spread out, right? So we already have 2 in the ACC.
Yeah. If I need to switch, I can switch.
Well, no, I'm not. Everyone's going to pick their team, and then I'm going to say, okay, so if we're trying to have 12 guys, right, there are 4 major conferences, so that's 3 in each major conference. Right. So we got to be spread out a little bit. So only one can go to the ACC yet. It's probably how I'm going to do it just because that's fair. I don't want 6 guys in the ACC and then everyone's running 500 programs in
Navy,
the ACC.
Army, let's go.
Army, Navy, let's go.
They're in the American this year. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go. Let's quick talk before we get into our main entertainment. And I didn't look up a fun fact. Hopefully, we'll stumble upon one here.
Yeah, you should. Those were great fun facts.
You have 2 things to talk about for me.
So,
Ollie Gordon and Deion Sanders.
Okay,
which is perfect because both Big 12 Media Day.
Both Big 12 Media Day. So here's the quick thing on Deion Sanders. He's definitely not trying to do this. But whenever he answers questions from a reporter, it really does sound condescending. Like the one reporter today asked him, or whenever the interview was today or yesterday, I'm pretty sure it was today. They asked him, hey, what are you trying to be like as a coach and a player? What kind of mark are you trying to leave? And he's just like, I don't really care. You know this. Like, I don't really care. I'm just trying to. And then in another question, it was they were talking about Travis Hunter. And he was like, because he is him. Like, everything he says is like, why on earth are you asking me this question? It's the dumbest question you are asking. It's very condescending.
To be fair, I don't mean I'm going to cut you off here.
Yeah.
The media questions have gotten soft over the past 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, the media questions are very repetitive, and I'm sure he's been asked these questions a lot. But it's just, even there was a North Dakota, right? They're playing North Dakota State week 1, right? And a
great non-conference game.
A great non-conference game. And he asked, a North Dakota State reporter was there and was like, hey, what have you heard of the Bison? And he was like, you guys, it's the tone in which he's saying it, right? Mom would always say, it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Right. The tone was very, you guys got a great program, kids who fight hard. Like, almost, why are you asking me these questions? Everyone knows this answer.
Oh, like, you guys got a great program.
Right, exactly.
Hard.
Like, I can't, right, exactly. So he just, I don't know if he knows he's doing it, but that's how he's coming off to me. And I think that's kind of that's why he rubs people the wrong way. Like, if he kind of hit everything in a much different tone, I think it would go better. Anyway, to Mike Gundy now. So that's just food for thought. Are you
Because
Okay.
it's garbage.
Yes, because it's garbage. So he was asked about Ollie Gordon not being
Come after me.
not
I'm
being
a man.
suspended.
I'm 40.
And he's entering his 20th season. He's 166 and 79. Excuse me. He's the 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year. He's done it 3 times. And so here's what he said. Gundy said, so I looked it up on my phone. What would be the legal limit? And in Oklahoma, it's 0.08. Spoiler alert, Mike Gundy. The legal limit is 0.08. I'm pretty sure everywhere.
Well, now we got to look that up.
Oh,
All right,
now you got to look that up. Ollie was 0.1. Okay, so technically 0.02 points above the legal limit. Okay, so I looked it up, and based on body weight, and now he said, now I'm not justifying this. I'm just explaining it. But I thought it was really 2 or 3 beers or 4. And then I thought, well, I've probably done that 1,000 times in my life, which is fine. So I got lucky. People get lucky. And that was his rationale for not suspending Ollie Gordon, is the fact that he's probably driven illegally in his life as well. Not a great look for Mike Gundy. What he should have said is, kids make mistakes. What he should have said is, I'll look at the camera and do this. Ollie made a mistake. We have had long conversations about it. He has promised me he will never do it again. But people are allowed to make mistakes, and I believe in second chances. So that is what I'm giving him by not suspending him. Furthermore, if this becomes an issue, the punishment will be more harsh than probably what it should be. That is probably what he should have said instead of trying to justify it by his own actions. But then again, you're talking to a guy who's coaching in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I assume that's in the middle of nowhere. Let me look that up. And he has a mullet. So I'm not really sure what we are expecting out of this.
Fun fact here for you. Stillwater, Oklahoma is... I was really hoping it was going to tell me. Population of 49,000. 48,000 of the 2020 U.S. Census.
Okay, well, it's about halfway, like Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Stillwater make like a triangle. Like this.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Fun fact here for you. Utah is the only state in the union to have a blood alcohol less than 0.08. It is 0.05. They also do have a legal limit for zero tolerance. I don't know what that means, but it is 0.02, which is most people, except for some people like the state of Oregon, which also does not give you increased penalties if you blow like a 0.3. So that's fun for you. Our lovely Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is 0.08 for the legal limit, and it's 0.02 for the zero tolerance, and I'll look that up in a second. And of course, 0.16 for the enhanced legal penalties.
Wow, we're really locking down the law on this podcast. Welcome to the Law Podcast, everybody.
That we are not legal professionals. I will put that out right now. Do not take anything we say as legal advice. I do not decide who that. We are not a lawyer, and therefore we do not know.
There you go. Way to be.
Sorry, I'm coming back over here. I was going to look up Stillwater
Yo,
stuff.
Tulsa?
Okay.
Speaking of Tulsa, fun fact here. Tulsa is on the border, is right smack dab in the middle of like 4 different, please don't cancel me if I say the wrong thing, Native American reservations. I don't know if that's what we call them now. But
it's an effort thing, I feel like.
Okay, well, I'm trying to say the right thing, but like
First Nations, if we want to go
right in
Indian,
between the Osage Reservation, the Cherokee Nation, the Creek Nation, or Muskogee Nation.
Muskegee?
Yeah, maybe. The Chickasaw Nation, like it's literally right in between all of them. And I don't know if
Nice.
it's a part of one of these reservations or if it's separate.
It probably would not be, I would assume. I'm kind of looking around at the state map. Obviously, Oklahoma was the Indian Territory for a while, which is why a lot of them still have reservations in Oklahoma.
I didn't know that. Learned that just right now.
We're not going to dive deep into the Indian
Probably,
reservations.
yeah, probably should. That's
that
probably
sounds
a great idea.
We might get a lot of views from our shorts.
Hey,
who
listen,
knew?
we got a massive amount of views by people learning that Hampton Sydney College was founded before the Declaration of Independence.
Well, okay, so I think the Wikipedia article was wrong about that one.
Do we have
technically
to?
it was founded before, like maybe before it was adopted technically, because I think it was adopted like later in 1778 or something like that, or 1775, or I don't remember when it was. But yeah, anyway, it was definitely before anything, and they have a lot of alumni. I did some deep digging on Sydney Hampton. Deep diving. Sydney Hampton.
Oh, let's not get back into Sydney Hampton.
No, I'm just looking it back up. Okay, so last year we had a little bit of fun. 1775. Oh, okay. No, that is correct. It was founded in 1775. 1776 obviously was when the Declaration of Independence was signed.
Happy birthday, America. Sorry your party's so lame.
USA. And it's what happens when you have it on Thursday. No one wants to work on Friday. So
it's Wednesday, my dude.
It was the 4th was on a Wednesday. First of all, great reference.
Thank you.
10 out of 10 reference.
Thank you.
That was a great reference. Second, 4th was on a Thursday this year.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm turning the big 3-0 on a Thursday this year as well.
Everybody, this will be out after, but wish Micaiah happy birthday down in the comments. He's old now. My parents are also old now. They have more kids in their 30s than below their 30s.
All of their kids are closer to 50 than they are being born. So
that is also a true statement.
That was a disgusting fact that I just realized, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing you know, we'll be burying them in the ground.
Yo, NBA just reached terms on a $76 billion media rights deal.
$76 billion with a B?
Yeah.
Does Games that make it the new? It the new leader?
No. The NBA is like 11-year agreement, $76 billion. The deal, which sets an NBA records for both length and total value, goes into effect for the 2025-2026 season. So not this coming year, but next. Games will be continuing to air on ESPN and ABC, and some will be going to NBC and Amazon Prime. TNT Sports, which has been a part of the league's broadcasting family since the 1980s, could be on its way out, but has 5 days to match one of the deals. I would assume between NBC and Amazon Prime. ESPN is fronting most of this money. 5-day clock would begin once the league sends the official contracts to TNT. The Athletic was first to report. But TNT does get rights starting this year or maybe next to at least one college football playoff game. So ESPN kind of subletting the college football playoff out to TNT.
Subletting. And the CW. Okay, so last year we did, thank you for that. That makes it, I think, technically, who is it? The SEC still has? No, NFL? Or is it the Premier League who has the highest per year contract?
It should be the NFL. I'll look it up. Go ahead.
Yeah. We should really just keep a tracker on the doc. I was going to transition us. Like, at this point, we would just be like NFL, NBA, college football playoff, like just all the different ones. It's actually a good idea. Okay, so last year we did the superlatives, however you want to pronounce them and have fun with them. They consisted of, I don't know, it looks like about a dozen to 15 different random best, most likelies, that sort of thing.
$110 billion for the NFL.
110 over how many years?
11.
11. So about 10 billion a year,
Yeah.
roughly. Yeah, and I think the Premier League, and we did this, was at 3 or 7. We did this like 2 years ago. I didn't have a mustache then.
They are also spanning 11 seasons, reportedly also at 110 bill over the course of that period.
The Premier League?
The Premier League.
Okay, well, there we go. They're tied. All right, there's your fun fact for... I don't know. We've had a lot
actually,
of fun
that
facts.
just started in 2023. So there you go.
Okay, there you go. So, interesting. Lots of money in sports. Surprise, surprise. Okay. So, the 2023 superlatives, I like calling them superlatives. That's how I remember how to spell it. It's like spelling Wednesday. Wednesday. That's how
Yeah, I
always
can never
remember.
spell it right. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. All right, cool. So,
50 days until week 1 college football,
Let's
43
go.
days until week 0. Let's go.
let's go. Okay. So, let's revisit the 2023 superlatives.
Sure.
We are only at half an hour here into the podcast. This is a very interesting one. A year prior. Now, I know we already covered these in theory. Micaiah told me we did. I don't remember recovering them, but I know that we did cover them again. The uniform one is what we started off the top with.
Yeah, you kind of just made them up as we went last year.
Yeah, I have 24/7 Sports, which I like. They have Colorado State at Colorado, the rivalry game that they had last year. Those unis were tight. And they have some really like lame ones in here. Oh, I forgot Michigan State did an all black piece. UCF did a baby blue piece. Oregon did a North Dakota State piece. Oh, hey, here's a South Carolina one. Kind of lame. Lots of all black. Washington versus Arizona State. I don't know if you want me to share my screen or not. I didn't think. So let's just scroll down to number 1 here. Oh, wait, hold on. I saw UTSA. Oh, that was Tennessee versus UTSA. Never mind. So they have the best unis was Missouri versus South Carolina.
All right. Well, that's pretty lame because it's definitely Army Navy.
No, I'm revisiting it. So what
for 2023?
What were Army and Navy's uniforms? Sorry, I'm attempting to share my screen.
By the way, so last week you said, or this week you sent in the chat, you said, what I want to do this week is you wanted to go through kind of each week and give us the best games, right? Talk about the best games.
We have more weeks left.
No.
Wrong.
Look, can you let me finish?
Yeah.
And so Robert then took that to heart. By the way, I hate that. Missouri's uniforms.
Yeah,
I am seeing it. But Robert's, because he's not here with us, he already gave me his best games because that's what he thought. But my favorite was week 7, which is October 12th, the week of October 12th. And he put, which are the best games for week 7 in college football? And he put all of them. Let me just real quick.
Hold on, let me remove my shared screen. I think we have to agree Army Navy 2023 was great.
Yeah. Off the top, these are just some of the games in week 7 that make it this entire week is potentially the best week of college football. So first of all, you start out from Mississippi State, Georgia. Okay, not great. But then you get Ole Miss and LSU. You get Florida and Tennessee. You get Washington going to Iowa. Ohio State, Oregon. Penn State, USC. Clemson, Wake Forest. Sorry, that's not a great example. Kansas State, Colorado. You get Iowa State, West Virginia. Okay, you get Texas, Oklahoma. You get Stanford, Notre Dame. You get Air Force, New Mexico. Michigan, it's a Michigan bye week, so win or loss or not playing at all, I can enjoy this week. Coastal Carolina and James Madison plays on that Thursday as well. And you have games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Florida International, Liberty play Tuesday. Wednesday is New Mexico State and Jacksonville State. It's just going to be a great week of college football in week 7. And I just had to chuckle myself when he sent me that text and it said week 7, all of it. I just had to chuckle. Stanford, Notre Dame. I said that already. But what is this right here? What are we looking at?
This was FIU's.
Miami Vice.
Miami Vice. I forgot about these. I'm going to give them an honorable mention here. They're pretty tight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Was that last year? Oh, that was last year.
That was last year. They're pretty tight. They're pretty sweet. I love a good Miami Vice.
Boise State's going to Hawaii also in week 7.
Who's going to Hawaii?
Boise State.
Oh, some Mountain West action. Okay. Cool beans. All right, so definitely was Army Navy at the end of the day.
Yep.
I forgot best offense. We had Michigan.
It was LSU. Yeah, we got that one wrong.
Best air raid. We had USC.
Probably LSU.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Best defense, Alabama, Alabama.
It was Michigan.
Michigan or Iowa. Yeah. Best trick play, we had Tulane. We didn't look that up, so we have no idea.
I have no idea.
We just made that one up.
Yep.
Best head coach, Kalen DeBoer. Probably accurate. It's either him.
Well, I mean, if you go with the national championship winner, it's Jim Harbaugh.
Him or Harbaugh, right?
Yeah, but yeah. Kalen's not a bad choice. Half credit there.
Half credit. Best coordinator, Garrett Riley. No. Just absolute.
It was probably Jesse
regression.
Minter. Yeah, it was probably Jesse Minter.
Yeah, that was a really good defense. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else who really showed their stripes.
Stein, Willie. I think his name's Willie Stein. The Oregon offensive coordinator.
O'Reilly, not Bill O'Reilly, Bill something. He's now the head coach at Boston College.
Bill O'Brien.
I want to also give him credit. He was OC at Alabama.
Will
last year, right?
Stein. Yeah, Will Stein Ducks offense as well. Yep.
Oh, Brian, football coach. He is. He didn't take a coordinator.
Boston
position,
College.
right?
No, you're right. Boston College.
He's head coach there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, he was New England Patriots last year. I'm sorry. That's on me, guys. He was Alabama 21-23. Who was Alabama's OC?
Tommy Rees. Tommy Rees.
I will give him credit. Sorry, they go through coordinators like a geriatric goes through diapers. Heisman, Michael Penix. We were close.
Runner-up. He was the runner-up.
Yeah, that was JT Daniels. Biggest impact player,
no,
Marvin Harrison.
Not JT Daniels.
Who am I thinking of?
Jaden Daniels.
JT Daniels was the quarterback for Georgia who's out of the league.
That went to Rice and is playing like 8 years of football or something like that.
Is he still playing? We got to check on JT Daniels.
No, he officially retired. Biggest impact player, you had Marvin Harrison Jr. You're not necessarily wrong.
I mean, who else would it be, right?
That's a. I mean, you can make a case for kind of like a Quinn Ewers.
We could make a case. I was thinking like not necessarily quarterback.
All right.
So we're gonna actually add that this year.
Roma Dunze
is another good one.
Another
Probably
wide
like
receiver.
an Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
A case could be made for Blake Corum.
A great case could be made for Blake Corum. Yep, absolutely. Most improved Iowa, we fell flat on our face with that.
Absolutely wrong. Biggest disappointment, Miami. Now, here's a question. They were a disappointment.
But they made a bowl game.
But is Texas A&M a bigger disappointment?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Most likely to get fired by week 5, Jimbo Fisher. He did not, but he was, basically. So
slightly thereafter. Just slightly after. Yep.
And week 5 is halfway through the season for those of you counting.
Hey, it's actually week
now,
6.
Right?
We'll change that to week 6 this year.
We're going to change it to week 6 this year. Most overhyped player, Kyle McCord. Hit the nail on the head.
I don't think so. Kyle McCord was excellent. For those of you that do not remember how good Kyle McCord was last year, and it's because that Ohio State fans just cry and scream, he was very good. And let me tell you just how good he was because I still have it. Kyle McCord comes in from Ohio State having thrown for 3,100 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He was at 4 interceptions before the Michigan game, threw 2 at Michigan. One wasn't his fault. Marvin Harrison Jr., it was an RPO. Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't fight through Will Johnson, and Will Johnson intercepted it. And then, honestly, kind of both of them weren't his fault. His last one, trying to push the ball down the field, gets hit right in the chest as he throws it to Graham Harrell, and it's interception by Rod Moore. And Michigan's gonna win the game as it goes. So, I'll give it to you still, but I still think that Kyle McCord, he was asked to be C.J. Stroud in his first year, and he's just, you can't expect a quarterback to carry the team in his first year. You got to have someone else do it.
I don't think this is right. Sorry, I'm looking at, agreed, who would be the other person then? Who was the most overhyped player?
That's probably Travis Hunter.
Yeah, he turned into be.
I mean, Travis Hunter's good, very, very good. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when he essentially gave up as many yards at the cornerback position as he produced at the wide receiver position, and Dion just talks nonstop how he is the best cornerback in college football and the best wide receiver in college football, and he just simply was not. So I would either go Travis or Shadur's pretty good, I think, but I would probably go Travis Hunter there.
I'm just confirming here. Yeah, this, I don't even know. This most points in a game, FBS 2023, is incorrect. WarrenNolan.com. Most points in a game. We had Tennessee versus UTSA. Do you want to take a guess on what it was, Micaiah?
Was it Memphis and South Florida?
Nailed it.
Yeah, I looked
100%.
it up. I looked it up. Got
you.
it. Sorry. I was typing it in because I wanted to know what it was, and I didn't think you were going to tell me.
They scored on, I guess it was probably November 4th, 109 points between them, and I think that was regulation.
Yeah. Memphis would be another great team, by the way. They're not in a powerhouse conference. They got nice unis, good stadium. Just throwing Memphis out there.
Lots of gun violence. Okay, so lowest scoring game. Now that one I didn't look up. Did you?
No. Let me do it though. What did we have?
We had Northwestern versus Howard.
Oh, it definitely was not that. I'm gonna guess Iowa and Nebraska.
I bet you're right. 2023. You stop typing. UCLA versus... Nope, that's top 10.
Number 10.
Hold on.
We're on the same website.
Yeah. Gosh,
Mississippi State and Arkansas. The lowest scoring college football game of the season happened in Week 8 as Mississippi State defeated Arkansas 7-3. The Razorbacks kicked the field goal in the first quarter, and the Bulldogs scored a touchdown in the second. These teams combined for 22 total first downs throughout the game and 105 total yards of offense. Just to put that into perspective, Tennessee does that in one half. Okay, so I mean,
10 points. Tennessee does that in 2 minutes.
405 total yards of offense is like an entire game for Michigan, an entire game for any team. But the fact that these two teams basically, so average that out, that's 200 total yards. That's really Navy Charlotte was on there. Sam Houston State, BYU. It was Iowa, even one of them. Iowa State. Oh my goodness. I don't know.
No, because their opponent always scored more points.
Iowa somehow made none of the bottom 10 lists.
Leave it up to Iowa. All right. Yeah. And then biggest surprising team. Micaiah had West Virginia. I had Iowa. Neither of us were right.
West Virginia did end up going 9-4. A lot of people were expecting 500 ball.
But there is one right answer here.
Which is?
And I can believe, until I rewatched an SEC short, it's Missouri.
10-2. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100% Missouri. Yeah.
100%
There's
Missouri.
always a team every single year, hence why this is in here, that no one sees coming. And they always just come out of left field. So shall we get into this as we are now 49 minutes in?
I think so. I honestly don't remember most of the schedules because we didn't put as much emphasis on it as we did this year. So once we get to the highest scoring, lowest scoring sort of situation, we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure it out.
Okay, so best uniforms.
I still think that this is an easy Army Navy.
So it's Army or Navy. We need to pick one of them.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to go Navy.
Okay. I liked their unis last year. I think we're seeing the same thing out of Oregon. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to say Colorado's going to come up with something.
No, stop. Colorado's just like plain. Are you really going Colorado?
I'm thinking they're going to drop an alternate and we're all going to like it.
Okay.
It's Dion, right? It's neon.
All right.
Right? Look good, feel good, play good. Okay? They're going to have one alternate. Listen, the answer for sure is Navy.
Yeah. Or Army. One of the two.
But we're gonna take it.
Or maybe Air Force. You could have said Air Force.
Air Force had some pretty nice ones in the Commanders Cups. I saw some stuff that was interesting. Best offense.
Ooh, I'm gonna say Oregon. Oregon has Dylan Gabriel.
They didn't lose anybody, right? they kept everybody
For the Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon is returning 11 starters, 6 on offense. Dylan Gabriel, though, comes in. He transfers in. He's a sixth-year senior.
That's going to be a hard one. He's probably going to be also in there for Heisman contention.
Yeah,
quite frankly,
100%.
Let
me see if Robert has any. Do you have an offense other than Oregon's offense? Best offense. Robert has Ohio State.
Yeah, it's Chip Kelly. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I don't have anything like I'm trying to think. Texas is going to be up there. Sark is going to have them going.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Texas just to be different.
Okay. All right. Tejas. All right. Simeon's choosing Tejas. All right. What's next, bud?
Best air raid. I don't know why we have this. Should we remove this?
You're the one who picked these things last year.
We can remove some, add some if we want to. If you have anything,
let's just get rid of best air raid offense.
Get best air raid. That's a weird one.
Yeah, it is weird.
Best defense does still need to be there.
100%. Robert says he's staying at home and he's going Michigan.
It's gonna be good returning starters. Lots of top-rated players in college football 25.
Yep. I'm going to go with the household name in Georgia. I think that they're going to be very, very angry after missing everything last year and on a mission to prove it. And when an SEC team is on a mission to prove something, bad things tend to happen for all of the opponents. So I'm going with Georgia.
And I'm going to take the cop out. Put me down for Georgia too.
Okay.
I don't see there. How many were they returning? It's like they're returning a lot of players too.
I'll look. I'll tell you in just a second.
The only other option
they're returning 16, 6 on defense. Yeah.
Yeah. The only other option is possibly a Clemson. I could see them bouncing back.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Clemson wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be a bad choice.
Yeah. We're getting rid of best trick play again. Best head coach. I'm going to go first this time. I think it's going to be Kalen DeBoer.
Okay, you're going to
repeat,
double down. That's the phrase.
I think we're going to see Alabama bounce back. I also think, just for what it's worth, we're going to see who Sharon Moore is, and we're going to see who it is. I definitely just decided what our next one is after best head coach.
Okay. Robert did not give one for best head coach. However, I am going to give one. I'm just trying to think, and I'm going to say it's going to be I'm going to say it's going to be Sark.
That's a great pick.
Yeah. I'm going to say Sark just because of the expectations of Texas. First year in the SEC. They put out the video, the Delta Dawn video with the very nice lady singing in the background. It's great. So Texas is all there. The expectations are coming. Sark's done a very good job now entering his third season here in Austin.
Whoever, I'm forgetting who the guy is at Arizona.
He left. Jed
No,
Fish
he went to Washington.
is in Washington now. Jed Fish.
That's who I'm thinking of. Jeff Fish. He might do a really good job too.
Yeah.
I think they hired someone else. They did a really good job hiring. Best coordinator. Put me down. I'm gonna steal off of Robert here. Give me the man, the myth, the legend himself, Chip Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'm also going to go Chip Kelly with you as well. I just think that is a great pick. The thing Ohio State's been missing all this time is a consistent running game, and Chip Kelly's going to run the ball from 15 minutes to go in the game to 2 seconds to go in the game. So, absolutely, I'm gonna get on that bandwagon with you, bud.
You know who the meme pick is here?
Who?
Bobby Petrino.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, at Arkansas, yeah, that's not a bad pick. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot of the coordinators.
I don't either.
Will Stein would be another one. Oregon
Again,
offensive coordinator.
Popping back up. Will Stein's a good one. I would low-key hope Arkansas is a dumpster fire this year.
Everyone low-key hopes Arkansas is a dumpster fire this year.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
I'm not on
everyone
the
wants to
forums
see
like you
this
guys.
Bobby Petrino thing blow up in Sam Pittman's face. Sam Pittman get fired, then Bobby Petrino like finish the season like 5-0, and then retake over the team he was fired on when he crashed his motorcycle because he was drunk and he had his mistress on the back of it. Everybody wants to see that. Okay,
Big old neck brace.
everybody wants to see
The
that.
answer to Heisman is Quinn Ewers.
Okay, so you say Ewers. Robert says Shadur Sanders.
What?
Yes, he says Shadur, and I don't even know his reasoning, but my guess is hype there. I am actually going to say Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss.
That's a really good pick. And again, probably another good air raid team.
Dylan Gabriel would have been from Oregon, would have been another solid pick as well.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Also, Will Howard or Quinshon Junkins or literally anyone off of that Ohio State roster.
Yeah. Biggest impact player, non-quarterback. Again, you guys know who it is going to be for me.
You're going to choose
I'm
Ollie.
doubling down. Ollie Gordon. Baby.
Yeah. Yeah, again, not a terrible pick there, Simeon. I love it, again, because what do? You give the ball to Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go to the Ohio State, and I am actually going to say it's going to be Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State.
Let's go. Defense. They're finally showing up.
They need some They need some leadership on that back end, someone to keep that defense together and not miss a tackle in the hole, make the crucial play. So that who I am saying for biggest impact player. Robert did not give one.
That is fine. Most improved as a team.
I'm going to double down.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Iowa. Specifically, their offense.
Sure. Did they bring in a new offensive coordinator?
They sure did. From Western Kentucky. No, Western Michigan. Sorry.
Oh, much worse.
He has NFL ties, apparently.
Oh, okay. Western Kentucky has like an offense.
Right,
The Hilltoppers. Again, another good uni possibility.
Yeah.
Sleeper in the uni conversation is the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Most improved. I really want to say Colorado, but it's not going to be Colorado. I'm going to say USC.
Okay. Don't hate that.
They're quiet because they had to replace Caleb Williams, but Lincoln Riley is the quarterback whisperer.
Yeah.
I think they're a dark horse coming out of the Big Ten this year, but they have Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State they have to beat. It's a weird one, but 2 offensive teams. Did Robert give you anything? I'd be interested.
No, he only gave me surprise team.
Okay. All right. Cool. Surprise.
Yeah, it's the biggest surprising team at the bottom.
Oh, I don't even know what that means. So
Biggest surprise team, the team that's going to surprise you the most.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Biggest disappointment.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, honestly, I'm going to say Ohio State.
Interesting.
I'm not saying Ohio State's going to have a terrible year. I think Ohio State's going to have an excellent year. 1 or 2 losses maximum, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they win the national championship, and their expectations this year with the team that they bought are national championship. So I'm going to say Ohio State, even though I declare that they should be national champions.
The Ohio State.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm not saying the Ohio State, no, because I'm not. Well, there's a word there I won't use, but go ahead.
I had it, and then I lost it.
Did you say Penn State?
Okay, so I was thinking it. You literally read my mind. And here's the deal: I don't think I can pick Penn State because it's 10-2, right?
Yeah.
Everybody expects Penn State to go 10-2.
Right.
There's about a 50-50 split. I feel like in their fan base talking to them. One of them is that James Franklin is finally going to fall flat on his face and get fired this year.
Yeah.
The other one is that they're going to go 10-2 again.
Yep.
It's a 50-50 split.
You got Florida State.
Feel like I can.
You got Clemson.
I don't think I got Miami.
Yeah.
I got other teams like Colorado. I think it's going to be. I want to say Washington. I want to be wrong. So I'm going to say a team that you're not thinking of. I remembered who it was. JMU.
Okay. All right.
First-year coach, Kirk Signetti, goes to Indiana. They bring in a new guy who's coached at FCS level. What did Robert say?
This is what he said. I'm not even kidding you. This is what he said. Robert
Go ahead.
Robert said the biggest disappointment of the 2024 college football season will be the playoff committee.
He's not wrong.
He's not. He's probably the most accurate out of all of us. I love that.
We think going to 12, no one's talking about it yet. We think going to 12, it's going to get better and easier and have a better conversation, right? The Alabama question last year over Georgia and that sort of thing was hard. 12 is just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Especially that first team that gets 2 losses that gets to get in. Yeah. Most likely to get fired by week 6. This one's easy. I bet we can say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. James Franklin.
Oh, no, that's not at all. I had 2 other options for you.
Okay. Interesting.
I had either Billy Napier of Florida.
Interesting. I think they're going to give him the season, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Or Sam Pittman out of Arkansas. We were just talking about him.
So let's clarify this rule. We don't actually think this would be the type of school to fire somebody by the end of the week, by the end of week 6. So we do have to do. I think you're right there. Is basically what I'm trying to say. I don't think James Franklin. There's 2 ways. To look
think
at
Penn
this.
State will at the very least, give him end of season. Yes.
This is the there's the vibe
Right.
of like this person should be fired by week 6,
right?
And everybody thinks it, but the school isn't going to. And then the other version of this is he actually would get fired by week 6. The likelihood, I think we should go to the former, not the latter. I think it should be like the vibe. Because
either Arkansas or Florida, their boosters.
Herm Edwards is more of a is
right.
He's the exception to the rule. Sorry, is what
I am going to say.
I think you're right.
I'm going to say Sam Pittman, just because of what we talked about. They literally hired his replacement, who used to be the former head coach there.
You think Jerry Jones pulls enough weight there that he can get the dude fired?
No, it's not Jerry Jones. It's the Walmart family.
It's the Walmart family.
It's the Walmart family.
I always forget about Walmart.
They went like 9-4, and everyone's like, "Yeah, here comes Arkansas." Here 2 years ago, and then they went 3-9 and 3-9. Like, he doesn't have time to go start 2-4 to start 3-3.
Right. I'm still putting down James Franklin.
Okay.
I think they're going to wise up.
Wow. So what do you? I wonder what I wonder what their scheduled first 6 weeks are.
Well, let's go ahead and look. We have time.
You pull that up. I'm going to get started on the next one because I want to keep this thing moving a little bit. I'm just making sure Robert didn't have anything. He did not. Most overhyped player this year. It's hard because I assume that Travis Hunter is going to play both sides of the ball again.
There's one answer to this. You're 100%
It's
correct.
Travis Hunter?
It's Travis Hunter.
Okay. And that's not saying that Travis Hunter is not talented.
I hope I'm wrong.
Because he's and he's excellent.
I hope he's in contention for the Heisman at the end of the year. Yeah.
But last year, again, he gave up just as many yards as he got on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm not he was and with the way Dion talks about him as in this condescending tone, like we should all know that he is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he just doesn't necessarily perform that way. I also think another overhyped player coming into this season, unfortunately, is Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers in big moments has
boom and bust.
They lost the college football playoff game because he turned the ball over. They lost the Red River rivalry last year because he turned the football over. He's always hurt at least 2 games in the 2 years he started in Austin. So I'm going to say Travis Hunter / Quinn Ewers. And again, Robert did not give me a pick for this one, but we should go over these with him next week and see what he thinks of these.
Yikes. Yes, we should. I'm just looking at Navy's new offensive coordinator that they brought in, which is interesting. Yes, Navy's, of all people.
Okay, I thought you were looking up Penn State's first 6 weeks.
Yes, Penn State's first 6 weeks. They got West Virginia, Bowling Green, Kent State, Illinois, UCLA, and then USC is week 6.
I just don't think they're going to lose 3 of those games.
I don't either, but they could. That's the issue.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They could be 3-3, and it could be dumb. It could be like win against West Virginia, win against Bowling Green, lose to Kent State, and then Illinois and beat UCLA and USC, or like lose to Illinois and lose to West Virginia, but beat it could be weird like that.
Yeah,
it's a tough enough schedule, and everybody likes beating up on Penn State enough that it could happen. I'm still going to hold on to it. I still think you're more likely. I think a Billy Napier or a Sam Pittman.
Highest scoring game, bud. What is going to be the highest scoring game?
It's going to be something with Tennessee again.
Robert has OU Texas. Red River rivalry.
I think those two.
Tennessee. I am going to put down. Oh my goodness! The thing is, I don't know a lot about. I don't know.
Again, we did not do a lot on schedules this year. We did not do
a lot on schedules this year.
Memphis is playing North Alabama. Memphis is also playing Troy. Going back to the winners.
No, I got it right here for you. Week 4.
Yeah.
SMU at home versus TCU. Just pulling a rando out of my. I'm going.
I love that.
Both air raid offenses. Sonny Dykes versus Rhett Lashley. Rhett Lashley got his offense from Sonny Dykes. I am going with TCU SMU week 4.
I am going to go back to the hand that feeds us and not bite it.
Okay.
But I'm changing it up. Memphis UTSA.
Oh, dude, that is a fire pick. That is a fire pick. All right.
Thank you. I got my lowest score. Lowest score.
Okay, Robert said Army Navy.
It's a great pick.
Solid pick.
But again, that's probably like a 14 or 21 point game. We're talking about a 10-point game.
10 or less, yeah.
And for that, it's going to be Navy at Temple.
Wow. Solid. Okay, Navy at Temple.
Week 2, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It's actually Temple at Navy technically, but that's week 2.
Temple.
Let's even see who the Temple football 2020
I am going to go.
wiki.
Oh boy. This is hard again because we didn't. Wow. All right, I'm just gonna pick a random week. I'm just. You know what? I'm gonna go middle of October. Here's what I'm gonna do. Week 7. Actually, I'm gonna go week 8. So the week right after the greatest week in college football history. And I am going to say. Wow, there's not a lot to choose from here. Kent State Bowling Green.
Interesting. That maybe those are the people who were going to end up being like the people.
I mean, honestly, like that's a shot in the dark, and I think that Kent State's significantly better than Bowling Green. So I really think that this will be a blowout for like Kent State. So I don't think that I'm right at all.
Oh, interesting.
Because what you want, and it all depends. Like another option would be Navy or Army that week. East Carolina,
Yeah.
Navy and Charlotte are there as well. Ball State Vanderbilt, right? Something like that. Colorado State Air Force. So, but again, I'm just pulling things out of my hat because I really don't know. Okay, Robert gave biggest surprising team.
Yeah, sorry.
And he said the biggest surprising team is Nebraska this year.
Right. Of course he has that.
I am going to say in the same conference, just a little farther north than that. And I'm going to say that Mr. Smith coming over from Oregon State is going to right the ship in Sparty just
Very
a tad. And Michigan State wins, I'm going to say 8 games this year. Hopefully not against Michigan. Hopefully none against Michigan, because that would just be awful.
I'm just confirming something real quick. I think I have my pick. Where did you come? Mike Shanahan's? Yeah. Interesting. All right.
I mean, either you could go bad way, like biggest surprising team in a bad way too, right?
In theory, I'm looking at.
I mean, you could choose Texas A&M. No one's really expecting much out of
No one
Tejas.
is expecting them to do something.
Agricultural
I have my
mechanics.
pick. I'm just confirming. Is this the dude who I think it is? No, it's not. Totally not related to other Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan tight end is different. Oh, interesting. 2 PA guys. There's a fun fact for you. Indiana Hoosiers.
Okay. As
So
in
Kirk-
Indiana.
As in Indiana. Kirk Cinetti coming over. Again, we already talked about him. Big believer. It's probably going to be like a 500 team, but like bouncing back.
That's a big improvement for. No one's expecting much from Indiana.
A Mike Shanahan, he was a tight end. He came with James Madison, played at Pittsburgh. He's their co-offensive coordinator from North Huntington, Pennsylvania, which if I'm no, not where I thought it was. And then a Tino Sun Surrey is from Pittsburgh. Played at Central Catholic in Pittsburgh. Went undrafted in 2023. Played for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Just wanted to give you some random
that
facts.
No one cares about. No one cares.
2 point scored in. Wait, hold on. Sun Surrey shares the all-time professional football NFL and CFL record for most 2-point converts scored in a single game at 3 for 6 points in total, with the Philadelphia Eagles' Carson Wentz, who converted 3 consecutive. So he's tied.
Wait, who is this?
This is the co-offensive coordinator and quarterback coach for Indiana, is tied with Carson Wentz for the most consecutive the most 2-point conversions scored in a game, in a single game.
Fun fact of the day. End it right there.
All right.
End it right there.
I have to
That's a
find- is
great
it this
fun
one?
fact of the day.
It is. Is that the one? It is. That's the right one.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll see you probably next week. Robert will be back. We'll have some more fun. Have a great weekend.
Wash your hands, you filthy animals.